about 5 as the clock continues to run down. The time factor, Bruin checks back into the Beaver lineup as Steve Trost checks out. Time, of course, right now on the Beaver side in the ballgame, they're going to utilize as much of it as they can. Knutson brings him out again on a 3rd and 5 situation. He fakes, he holds onto the ball himself, keeps the ball. I believe he's got the first down. Steve Knutson on the keeper play comes down across the 40 to the 41, and a big 1st and 10 for the Beavers. Matt McKee finally running him out, but not until Steve Knutson picked up the first down at the 41-yard line. But he did go out of bounds, so it stopped the clock, and he didn't want to do that, I don't believe. Bruin checks out, and Steve Trost checks back in. 1 minute, 14 seconds to go in the ball game. The Beavers trying to hold on to the ball and run down the clock. Steve Trost wide right, Sayro wide left. Here's a handoff to Kafer. Kafer running hard, has a big hole, still running. Gets another first down, way down into Cavalier territory, down to about the 44-yard line of the Cavaliers. And I don't know whether Jim Kafer has ever had a bigger ball game than this year.
Okay, this is Kafer just going right up the middle. The holes are there, and he's just tough to bring down by any one man, and he's the one that's been the offensive player for the Beavers today.
All right, Jeff Arp checks out of that Beaver lineup, and Craig Bjork goes in at center right now for the Beavers. They've got a 1st and 10 with the ball. That Beaver offensive line, Jeff Jacobson, Dan Phillips, Sonny Riesland, Dennis Schumacher, and Jeff Arp right at the moment as Knutson sets them down, and a flag. It'll be a delay of the game penalty against the Beavers. We've got 45 seconds left in the ball game, so it'll be a 1st and 15 situation as they step off 5 yards, bringing the ball back to the 49-yard line of the Cavaliers of St. Mary's. Our score, Buena Vista 24, St. Mary's 21, 45 seconds left in the ball game. All right, the Beavers once again snap out of it, go down over the ball. Sayro wide right, Steve Trost wide left. Here's the handoff to Kafer. Kafer just buries his head and burrows his way for 5 tough yards. In there to make the stop on him that time, Matt McKee, the initial man to get a hold of him, and Chuck Ferguson helping out. Timeout, St. Mary. 36 seconds left to go in our ball game. Well, it's been a great ball game all the way. Both clubs are to be commended on their performances.
About the records, can I keep that?
In the first quarter, St. Mary's jumped out to a surprising 14-0 lead, primarily on their passing game. Buena Vista came back, tied the thing up, and it went 14-14 at the half. Then in the third quarter, the Beavers came back, went ahead on a 37-yard field goal by Kevin Egley. And then, later on, early in the fourth quarter, in fact, the Beavers were pinned down deep in their own territory. Knutson, who is not afraid to put the ball in the air, dropped straight back, lofted one out, and laying in wait was a gent by the name of Roger Schmidt, who peeled it off and scampered about 18 yards into the Beaver end zone to put the Cavaliers back on top by the score of 21-17. The Beavers came back, ate up big chunks of yards, thanks to Jim Kafer on the ground, and then Knutson peeled out of there and threw the TD pass to Steve Trost in the end zone. Right now, just kind of a quarterback sneak up in there by Knutson to eat up the clock. There may not be enough time left now for the Cavaliers. They may have used up all their timeouts. Evidently they have, because the clock is still running, so they can't call timeout to stop the clock in the ball game. And it's going to be, from all indications, a 24-21 victory for the Beavers of Buena Vista. They're just standing around waiting for the clock to run out. A hard-earned, hard-fought victory for the Beavers over a hard-fighting bunch of Cavaliers from St. Mary's of the Plains. The ball players going out there to congratulate each other as the clock runs down and runs out. And this is a great victory for the Beavers. Here are your offensive and defensive players of the ball game. Offensively, it was Jim Kafer of the Beavers of Buena Vista, the offensive player of the game. The defensive player of the game, Matt McKee of the Cavaliers of St. Mary of the Plain. Good sportsmanship being exhibited by the players out on the field. As you can see, the Beaver fans over there are mighty happy, as well they have a right to be. Ruska in there talking things over with Brad Jones. His big interception there late after the Beavers had to give up the ball on a kick. There's the Beaver band hooting and hollering it up a little bit. And we'll be back here, I do believe, with just a very brief recap. But no, we won't either. We're just going to keep it here and tell you that once again, as you can see, the two coaches down there, Matt May, there's that Longhorn trophy that goes to the winning team. The Beavers, of course, will be taking that back to Storm Lake, and no doubt will find a place for it in their trophy case at the field house over there at Buena Vista College. And they're making the presentations down on the field right now. Our offensive player, once again, Jim Kafer of Buena Vista, the offensive player of the game. The defensive player of the game, Matt McKee of the Cavaliers. And Matt McKee, incidentally, is only a freshman out of Abilene, Kansas, 5'8", 165 pounds, but he is really a demon, believe me. Field, and his dad, Keith Kaver of the Iowa City Chamber of Commerce, has been up here in the booth with us. I think he left to make a hasty departure down to the field. The presentation is still going on down on the field, and once again a reminder that the broadcast, Jim Hirschberger, down there being presented that Longhorn trophy to take back to Buena Vista in Storm Lake, and he's a very, very happy guy, as well he might be. A reminder, you've been viewing the Boothill Bowl from Dodge City, Kansas, the 6th annual Boothill Bowl. The victory went to the Beavers of Buena Vista College of Storm Lake, Iowa, 24 over a tough Cavalier ball club from St. Mary of the Plain in Dodge City, Kansas, 21. Our spotters today, Darrell Ewald and Steve Rowe, along with some outside help from Dick Hutter. We've enjoyed bringing the ball game to you. We trust you enjoyed our broadcast. That's sports for now. Now to all good sports, Bob Wilson saying so long.
Hope that we might come back again sometime.